My child, my beloved, listen carefully. What you are about to hear was meant for your ears alone. Heaven has not sent this message randomly. It has waited, held its breath, and chosen this exact moment to reach you. Before another voice twists what is true, before another day passes in confusion, you need to hear what is about to be revealed. There is something that has been hidden inside your life, something that others have pretended not to see. But heaven never sleeps, and God has seen everything. Today, the veil is being lifted. Do not be afraid of what you are about to hear. It will shake you, yes, but it will also free you. Every secret has two sides, the pain of its hiding and the light of its revelation. This is the day the light wins. Before I go any further, I need you to do one thing. Stay here, do not look away, do not skip. Because the one who does not want this truth to reach you has already tried 3 times to block this message. Heaven broke through anyway. Subscribe to this channel, my beloved, so that you never again miss what heaven is trying to send you. The angels draw nearest when you stay connected to the divine voice. No darkness can pretend to be family in your life if you keep listening. Subscribe now and let heaven know that you are ready. Now close your eyes for just a moment. Take a breath. Feel where you are right now. That stillness you feel is not emptiness. It is the presence of something sacred pressing in around you. You were led to this message at this exact moment because your name is already written inside heaven's plans. This is not coincidence. This is calling. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. If this message stirs something real in your spirit, consider giving through the Ko-fi link in the description or the pinned comment below. Whether it is something small or something generous, it does not go to a channel. It goes toward a divine mission to reach the lost, the hurting, and the ones who have stopped believing anyone is looking for them. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. I speak this over you now. Every gift you give is a stream of living water flowing into a life that desperately needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not only a verse written in an ancient book. It is a living promise that shapes your future. If you feel the pull to give, trust that pull. It is heaven guiding your hand towards someone whose name you may never know. Now, my beloved, take another breath. What I am about to say will clear up years of confusion. You have blamed yourself. You have wondered quietly, in moments that no one else could see, whether the struggles around you were somehow your fault. You thought you were the one making things worse. You carried the weight of everyone else's unspoken pain without anyone ever asking you to. And you did it in silence, because that is who you are. You do not ask for recognition, you absorb, you endure. You hold things together while quietly falling apart on the inside. But heaven says clearly today, you were never the one who destroyed. The light inside the storm was you. The peace that others could not hold on to was carried by you. The one standing firm when everything around you shook was you. And the confusion you have felt about certain relationships, the lingering sense that something was deeply wrong, even when you could not name it, that was not paranoia. That was discernment. Something has been kept from you, something significant. Not by a stranger, by someone who shares your blood but not your heart. It began a long time ago with envy. They stood beside you and smiled at the right moments. But behind your back, they told others you did not deserve your blessings. They whispered that your success was luck, that your joy was temporary, that your gifts were not real. And they did it with a calm face and a steady voice, because they had been practicing that expression for a very long time. Do you feel that chill moving through you right now? Do you feel that slight tightening in your chest? That sudden alertness? That is not fear. That is your spirit recognizing the truth that your mind was not yet ready to see. Your body has always known. The tension you felt at the dinner table, the discomfort that came over you when they asked about your plans, the way their compliments always left you feeling slightly smaller rather than lifted, none of that was in your imagination. Think about it carefully. When you spoke about something good happening in your life, there was someone whose eyes changed, not with joy, with something else. Something that flickered for only a second before they rearranged their expression back into what they wanted you to see. When you walked into a room where they were gathered, there was a shift in energy that had nothing to do with you and everything to do with the conversation that stopped the moment you arrived. When you shared a dream, they smiled. But you always felt something quiet and wrong in that smile. Like a window with a crack you kept hoping was a trick of the light. You are not imagining it. You never were. That was spiritual reality pressing against the surface of your everyday life. What they did is now being shown by heaven. In the realms above, conversations that you never heard have been written down and witnessed. Your name was used in those conversations. Lies were constructed carefully, the kind that contained just enough truth to be believed. You were made to look unstable, ungrateful, or undeserving in front of people whose respect matters to you. And while this was happening, you continued to treat them with kindness, because you did not know, and because your nature is to give people the benefit of the doubt long past the point when the evidence stopped deserving it. But God does not let these things stay buried forever. He sees every whispered word in a dark corner. He records every lie told with a smile. And in the coming days, the truth is going to surface in your life, not to wound you when it does, to vindicate you, to show everyone who doubted which side heaven was on, to make it undeniably clear who was carrying the light and who was quietly trying to extinguish it. If you believe that heaven defends those who cannot defend themselves, type a strong amen in the comments right now. Let it be your declaration of faith. Let it be the moment you claim out loud that God's justice is already moving in your life. Heaven's justice does not announce itself with noise. It arrives like morning, quiet, inevitable, and impossible to stop once it begins. My beloved, let me go deeper now, because there is something underneath the betrayal that we have not yet named. Your family line carries patterns, not just the kind you can observe on the surface. Spiritual patterns, betrayal that echoes across generations like a sound that never fully fades. Confusion around money that has no logical explanation despite effort and discipline. Silent competition between people who should have been each other's greatest supporters. You have been carrying weight that was never yours to carry. You inherited a burden that should have been broken long before it reached you. And yet here you are, still standing. That itself is the evidence. Here is what heaven is saying to you today. You are the one it stops with. Not because the task is easy, and not because you have never felt like quitting. Because you were designed for this moment in your family's history. You were placed in that family line, the way a surgeon places the last stitch precisely. Intentionally, with a purpose that could not be fulfilled by anyone else. You were born to be the divine interruption, the break in a long pattern of hidden pain, the restorer of your bloodline, the one that heaven believes can forgive without becoming weak, reveal without becoming cruel, shine without boasting about the light. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. You were the answer your family did not know it was waiting for. Hold still for a moment. Feel that wave moving through your chest right now. That is not anxiety. That is the weight of destiny being confirmed inside your body. Your spirit already knows what your mind is still catching up to. You have always been different in ways that were difficult to explain. Even in childhood, you sensed things that others around you dismissed or could not interpret. You carried a spiritual sensitivity that made certain people uncomfortable, and sometimes they called it stubbornness, or oversensitivity, or pride, because those were the only words available to people who could not name what they were actually witnessing. That sensitivity was not a flaw, it was evidence of what you were made for. Evidence of the calling that has been waiting for you to step fully into it. Do not curse the ones who hurt you. I want to say this clearly before we go further. Do not try to expose them with your own hands or your own timing, because forgiveness is the sword that cuts through every spiritual chain, and it is the one weapon your enemy has no answer for. When you forgive, you take away the power that was being used against you. The darkness loses its grip, not when you fight back in kind, but when you release the weight of it to heaven and refuse to carry it one more step. Still, you must know the truth, because a wound cannot heal in the dark. It needs air. It needs light. And heaven says the time for that. Light is now. There is someone in your circle right now who has been smiling at your face and calling you by a name of love, while behind your back they have been sharing your private pain with others. They took what you trusted them with in a vulnerable moment and used it to build themselves up in rooms where you were not present. Every secret you offered them was received as currency. Every time you opened up, they stored the information, not to protect you, to protect their own position in relationships that depended on them, knowing more than everyone else. But here is the declaration of heaven over your life today. Everything that was said about you will now be used for you. Every trap that was carefully constructed will become a stepping stone beneath your feet. Do not be shocked if someone confesses suddenly, or if an old message surfaces in an unexpected way, or if a conversation you had years ago comes back to light in a moment that makes the whole picture finally clear. That is not coincidence. That is heaven rearranging the evidence in your favor. The resistance you have been feeling lately is a sign. When the miracle is nearest, the opposition grows loudest. The breakthrough is close. If you are hearing these words right now, it means heaven fought specifically to reach you with this message. Because this truth is the last key that opens the door your blessing has been waiting behind for longer than you realize. Before I go deeper, I want to pause for a moment. Because if this voice has ever reached you at the right hour, if a message from this ministry has ever arrived exactly when you needed it most, consider becoming part of how it reaches someone else today. The Ko-Fi link is in the description and the pinned comment below. When you give there, whether it is the cost of a coffee, a small monthly amount, or whatever your heart moves you toward, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling the Great Commission. Every gift becomes truth carried further into the world. Every act of generosity pushes light into places this voice may never physically stand. There are people who will never walk into a church but will click on a message like this one. People who are one word away from hope, one prayer away from surrender, one encounter away from the moment that changes everything. Your generosity helps us reach them. This is not just support. This is participation. This is you stepping into the harvest field alongside us with both hands open. Now, my beloved, in the next 24 hours, watch carefully for signs. They may not arrive dramatically. Heaven often moves in the small things first. A phrase someone says that should not have any particular significance, but stops you cold. A name that surfaces unexpectedly in a conversation you did not plan to have. A document you had forgotten about. A feeling of peace that arrives without any external cause and settles over you like something that was long overdue. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations of what is already in motion on your behalf. Do not try to force the outcome yourself. Do not demand proof from the people involved. Let heaven handle the exposure, because when God reveals something, the evidence is impossible to argue with. There is no need for your voice to rise. The truth speaks at a frequency that no lie can match. I need to tell you something else. My beloved, there is someone in your family right now who cannot sleep. Not because of anything physical, not because of stress they can point to and explain, because of guilt. They have carried what they did to you like a stone inside their chest. And that stone has grown heavier with every season that passed without confession. Heaven is now pressing in on their conscience in ways they cannot explain away or distract themselves from. They are close to speaking, closer than they have been before. When they do not say, "I knew it." Do not let your mouth become a trophy case for the pain you survived. If you want your blessing to continue growing, look up instead and say only this: the light has won, and mean every word of it. This message found you because heaven decided that enough silence had passed over your life. The truth being spoken today is not here to wound you. It is here to deliver you from a confusion that was never yours to live in. It will feel heavy at first, the way the first full breath after a long-held one feels almost too much. Because the chosen one does not break when truth arrives. The chosen one stands up straighter. I am going to tell you something that God placed specifically on my heart about who you are. You were not born to fit quietly into the story your family had already written before you arrived. You were born to rewrite it. The patterns that broke the ones who came before you were always meant to end with you. Not because you are without struggle, not because you are perfect, because you are willing. And willingness is the one thing heaven moves through without resistance. The people who did not believe in you will come to you one day quietly, not to argue, not to explain themselves, but because they will have nowhere else to bring what they are carrying. The ones who mocked your faith will see what your life has become, and they will not have words for it. The ones who designed your failure will stand in silence before your peace, and they will understand for the first time what they were never able to destroy. This is not vengeance. This is restoration. Heaven does not punish for entertainment. It corrects for healing. It does not curse. It heals by removing what was always a misunderstanding of who you were meant to become. You are the instrument of that correction, my beloved. You were always the cure, never the curse. Your guardian angels are standing closer tonight than they have stood in a long time. If you feel warmth spreading across your shoulders, or a tingling in the palms of your hands, or tears beginning without a clear reason, do not dismiss it or be embarrassed by it. That is not sentiment. That is energy shifting in the spiritual realm around your life. That is heaven beginning the work of rewriting the spiritual inheritance of your bloodline, thread by thread, breath by breath. Do not stop listening. Another layer is being opened right now, and you need to receive it before this hour closes. Let me speak plainly. You are entering a 12-month season unlike anything you have experienced before. Heaven is aligning something that no human hand can take apart. Once it is in place, things that have kept you smaller than your calling will lose their grip. Doors you had stopped believing in will open from the inside, in ways that make it obvious the movement was always from above. Connections you thought were lost will be restored in the right order at the right time. Resources will arrive through channels you were not watching. And before this season ends, you will be standing in a place you once could only picture in the quietest prayers of your most private moments. Even the people who positioned themselves as obstacles in your story will have to acknowledge what is written on your life. If the words you are hearing right now are confirming something your spirit has been trying to tell you for months, comment below. Type, "I rise in grace." Let that be your public declaration. Let it be the moment you agree out loud with what heaven has already decreed for your future. Writing those words is your spiritual agreement, and it is the first visible step into the elevation that God is already preparing around you. I want to show you one more thing, my beloved, because this message is not finished. It is moving now from revelation into redemption. Not only is the darkness being seen, it is being burned away completely. Your family story is being rewritten in heaven right now, and the new version does not include the chains that the old version was built around. Line by line, breath by breath, generation by generation, the light you carry will outlast every shadow that was ever cast over your bloodline. That is not poetry. That is prophecy. The Archangel Michael stands beside you today with sword drawn and light burning at the edge of every word spoken here, not as metaphor, as presence, to protect what is yours, to reveal what was hidden, to complete what heaven began in you long before you had the language to understand it. Do not turn away from what you are feeling in this moment. That is not imagination pressing on your chest. That is purpose arriving. Someone is going to come to you soon, not dramatically, and not in a way you will be able to predict. A seemingly accidental crossing of paths. A conversation that starts about something ordinary, but you will look in their eyes and recognize it. The look of someone living under the weight of a secret truth. The look of someone who has been carrying what you once carried and who has run out of places to put it down. When they come, do not turn them away. Your story, shaped by pain and purified by truth, will be the thing that reaches them in ways that nothing else could. That is not a burden being placed on you. That is purpose being fulfilled through you. You will begin to notice that nothing feels random anymore. The conversations that find you, the timing of certain encounters, the way things that once seemed permanently closed begin to shift without any visible hand pushing them. Heaven is arranging your steps with a precision that no calendar or strategy you could create would match. Every movement forward from this point is holy. The plan for your life is not shrinking. It is expanding in directions you have not yet been given eyes to see. Where there was poverty in your bloodline, abundance is being planted at the root. Where there was silence between the people you love most, healing is being prepared at a depth that surface conversations could never reach. Where there was betrayal, bonds that cannot be broken by envy or distance or time are being formed. Heaven is giving you power, not for display, for purpose. People will sense something different when they are near you, without being able to explain what changed. Your calm will alter the atmosphere in rooms. Your prayers will open things that strategy and effort alone could never move. Your life will become the evidence of what God does for the ones who remain faithful, when faithfulness cost them everything they thought they needed. Carry this with humility. When people begin to see and say what is on your life, do not absorb the praise. Look up instead. Say quietly, with everything you have, it was never me. It was heaven moving through me. That posture is what keeps everything you build from falling under the weight of its own success. My beloved, every morning from this day forward, I want you to speak these words aloud. Even quietly, even alone, even if your voice is uncertain the first time you try it. Light has chosen me. No secret holds power over me. No shadow can define who I am. I walk in truth. I am at peace. I rise in grace. When you speak these words, the atmosphere around your day shifts in ways that are real, even when they are invisible. The calls that arrive will carry news you needed. Help will come from directions you were not watching, and you will begin to understand, gradually, and then all at once, that life bends toward the ones who align themselves with heaven's voice. This is what it means to walk under divine exposure and redemption. The darkness has spoken its last word over your life. Now only light remains. You have fulfilled the purpose of this message. You have heard what heaven sent it to say. And now heaven will prove every word through what unfolds in the days ahead of you. Specifically, personally, and unmistakably. Walk in courage, my beloved. Forgive freely, love deeply, without making yourself small. And remember this, above everything else you carry out of today. You were never the curse in your story. You were always the cure. Heaven watches you with a pride that no human word is quite large enough to hold. And the voice heaven sent to reach you today will stand beside you through every sunrise that follows this one. The prophetic words over your life are not finished. They are only just beginning. If this message confirmed what your spirit has been whispering to you for longer than you can remember, press the like button now. Let that be your agreement with heaven, that you are ready to receive what has been prepared for you. That act carries more weight than you may realize today. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss what heaven is trying to send into your life next. Each new message is a key to a door that is already unlocked and waiting on the other side. When you subscribe, you make sure your spirit stays in position to receive what is coming. And if someone you know is walking through confusion right now, or betrayal, or a season of silence that feels like abandonment, share this message with them today. You may not know how desperately they need it. Heaven does. Let your act of sharing be the thing that breaks through for them the way these words broke through for you. My beloved, you were not led here by an algorithm. You were directed here by heaven itself. And now that you have heard what was meant for your ears, carry it, walk in it, and watch what heaven arranges next.